peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
The entire last week and the weeks before, corruption and the subject of corruption seem to have come back to haunt Kenya. It is indeed sad that today people emerge with millions and millions of shillings to give out goods, in form of goods, form of money itself. When the government has been saying there are people who have corruptly got this money. If you are given the permission, if you are given a job, an assignment as a government officer, why is it that you have, instead of serving, you have decided to steal? Why do you steal from the same people? Then recycle what you have stolen back to them in hand mills and parks. Why don't you allow this money to help the general population of the people of Kenya? Corruption, therefore, must be fought. If you are a lawyer, you are an advocate of the court. You therefore must follow court ethics. That money that you get from your client is from the right channel, and your client has not corruptly and corrupted you. If you come before the altar of justice with your client having corrupted you, paid you money, then you must refund that money. Believe me or not, the lawyers who have taken this money, who paid themselves 40 million, 200 million, 20 million, must pay back money. That money must be paid. Corruption must be fought. Kenyans must stand up and fight the vice. And I encourage those who are supplying these materials at this hour that yes, Kenyans, wake up and get them and eat. It's your money. People should not say it is theirs. It's your money. This was the money that was hidden. Eat it. Thank you.
We must give ourselves a different political template if we are truly to prosper and not be dragged down every single day by never-ending squabbles. Every so often, I believe, a nation must come together. We in Kenya have done so in Lancaster in the 1960s, leading to the Lancaster Consensus. We did so in the 80s, leading to the removal of Section 2A. We also did the same in 2008. And I believe it is time now also for a new consensus. And this is the aim and objective of the BBI process. In this process of renegotiation, no voice will be wrong, and all must be heard. The process must be inclusive, and it should spell, fellow Kenyans, an end of ethnic majoritarianism, and I believe an end to the winner-take-all politics. Fellow Kenyans, we are on a path, I believe, to end the cycle of election crises, and that is the only way we can win our battle of economic prosperity. And I want to assure all Kenyans, for me, I am not against any single person, but I am for 47 million Kenyans to take the next step forward.
Is Douglas Kirimi. Douglas, a very good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Miriam Ogutu, and also to our crew back at our headquarters in Nairobi, and also to our friends across the world. Good morning.
All right, very well. And I see our viewers already here with us this morning, and welcome and thank you so much for joining us. So now, as we wait for the other panelists to join on the front pages of the Star newspaper, why Uhuru has kept off Mount Kenya BBI push, advanced team of CSS, PSS senior officials tasked to market a document. That is on the main headline there of the Star newspaper. And so Kenyatta's men say rollout to follow outcome of signature review, and the story is on page 4 and 5 of the Star newspaper there. So President Uhuru Kenyatta may not hit the ground to campaign for the Building Bridges initiative in his Mount Kenya backyard anytime soon. His allies have said the president's inner circle feels that it will be too early for the head of state to popularize a document that is still with the IEBC and yet to be approved by county assemblies. Douglas, that makes sense.
Yes, Miriam. I hope the people that want the President of the Republic of Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta, to go to his Mount Kenya backyard are not serious themselves, because we have not seen Raila in Siaya, we have not seen him in Homa Bay, we have not seen Raila in Kisumu, except when he took the president there, and except a few days when he went there to inspect some development project together with the president. It is very mature for anyone to tell us, the people of Mount Kenya, that the President of the Republic of Kenya should popularize a document that the people themselves are not familiar with. We appreciate the President was also actually on major radio stations across Mount Kenya today, this morning, but that is a tip of the iceberg. The President of the Republic of Kenya is one man that we respect as a people, and also a man that should also give his lieutenant an opportunity to go and speak to the people. When we tell the president to move from national matters and also come to his own backyard, that makes him the president of Mount Kenya region. Why would President be in Meru, Embu, Kiambu, and also Nyeri County campaigning for a document that the people themselves and also our leaders have not familiarized it with us, and also the BBI secretariat has not been able to do the BBI tours, the much anticipated BBI tours. When they hit the ground, then we can as well wait for the president to come and also campaign and also talk to his people. Okay. Miriam.
Thank you so much, Douglas. And we're also joined by Kidi Morga this morning. Kidi, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, Miriam, and it's a pleasure joining you on Punchline TV. Thank you.
All right, it's nice having you this wonderful Monday morning. So what we are learning is that President's inner circle feels it will be too soon for the head of state to popularize a document that is still with the IEBC and yet to be approved by county assembly. I think it's a logical thinking there.
Well, Miriam, in politics as in life, timing is everything. And one thing I am realizing, though late in the day, about President Kenyatta is that he is a master tactician. The president knows when to hold and when to release. So that, for instance, right now, asking the president to be all over Mount Kenya, trying to popularize the BBI document in the Mount Kenya region would be defeatist. Defeatist why? Because you realize that even in areas where the BBI enjoy massive support, for instance, the Luo Nyanza, it is in part, that happens without the prime minister being in those sides of the world. I think when time is right and the people needs to be really educated on the content of the BBI, I think the president will hit the ground running, and I think that will massively change the tide about BBI in central Kenya. Thank you.
All right, very well. So, Douglas, we know that that letter that was written by Irungu Kangata there saying that BBI is not popular in Mount Kenya region, that is because it has not been popularized in that area, and it has not been popularized in a lot of areas in this country. So a lot of leaders from Mount Kenya who are in support of the BBI process came out, and even the leader of majority in parliament, and said it is premature because we've not even had an opportunity to go into the counties and speak to the people and try to explain what this BBI is all about. So you can't tell us now that you've taken a poll and this is the findings that only about 20% of the people in Mount Kenya region are supporting this document. So now this brings to question about that letter that was written there by Irungu Kangata. Douglas.
Thank you, Miriam. And Irungu Kangata should respect the people of Mount Kenya, should respect the President of the Republic of Kenya. You cannot use Murang'a County and also his Kiaru backyard. You cannot use 27 people that he used at his own home in Murang'a County to be able to give an opinion of the people of Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Kiambu, and also Nyeri, Nyandarua, and also the people of Laikipia. Miriam, remember, I joined the governor of Meru, the Honorable Keraito Murungi, who said that this letter from Kangata is a non-starter, and also the people of Meru themselves, except the governor who was taken by the experts through the document. I don't remember any MCA in Meru that has gone through the BBI document by the experts, except the governor and a few people. But remember, the people of Meru themselves, the people of Nyandarua, and everywhere, including in Murang'a, the people are not familiar with this document. The BBI tours have not been done. It is very premature for anyone to purport to have listened to the people of Kiaro, and also came up with a letter and also purported to have spoken that the president should come to our backyard. Miriam, we have had Kidi, who comes from Migori County, and I hope he speaks for millions of people in Nyanza and other regions in the Western Kenya. People are not familiar with this document, and it could be very premature for anyone to come and write a letter to the President of the Republic of Kenya saying how BBI is unpopular. BBI is a mirage to us, and BBI is not a document that is familiar with the Roi Poroi of the Mount Kenya region. Remember, Miriam, in this Mount Kenya region, where I come from, where I'm speaking from, so many people, except those that have seen books, what they say seeing books is reading books. Except the few people that have read the online version of this document, the Roi Poroi of Mount Kenya region have not seen this document. And I hope Irungu Kangata runs from this and runs to respect the people of Mount Kenya. The 27 people that met at his rural home in Murang'a County can never represent over 6 million voters and the millions of Mount Kenya region people. Remember, Miriam, this is a region that has a high, big population, and the Kiaru itself cannot be used as a litmus paper, as a litmus test, for the people of Mount Kenya region. Okay. And I hope I take this opportunity to urge Irungu Kangata to go back to Tangatanga and support Deputy President without the qualms and also using us as a collateral damage as the people of Mount Kenya. We have behind this document, but we need the BBI tour so that the BBI Secretariat and the experts themselves can take the people through step-by-step civic education for this document. Okay. For Irungu Kangata, resign from that position and go back to Tangatanga.
All right, very well, thank you.
Miriam, let me also mention something briefly.
Okay, because I wanted to come to you.
Yes, before, you realize that after the launch of the report, the logical thing was that first let us collect signatures.
Yes.
Before we get into other things.
Actually, I'm being asked that you adjust you please adjust your headroom there.
Okay, thank you.
If you can do that, please.
I hope that is better.
That is absolutely good. Go ahead.
Thank you. I was saying that after the launch of the report, the logical thing immediately after the report was the collection of the signatures. so that while the president and the prime minister and the people who are positive about the BBI process held their horses, what the other side did was to start running helter-skelter all over the place with the propaganda, with the things that are not founded, both in logic and fact, about the BBI process as they've done before. And therefore, it is only logical to make the conclusion that they've had a head start. So that if and when it is true that BBI is unpopular, for instance, let's say in central Kenya, it's because that is one of the areas where the forces that are anti-BBI process have concentrated their energies. And therefore, they have the head start in propaganda.
All right.
But then when time is right, so that when we can match them hand for hand, tooth for tooth and nail for nail, in countering their propaganda with facts, with education, with public participation, I am sure that the ground is going to shift under their feet. Thank you. Now let me have your question.
Maybe I'll come back to you because I see Professor has already joined us. Professor, very good morning. All right, Professor, good morning.
Good morning, Miriam.
Yes, nice to have you on the show today. So we are looking at a story on page 4 that is on the headline of the Star newspaper, and they're saying why Uhuru has kept off Mount Kenya BBI push. And what we are learning from the story on this Star newspaper says that the president's inner circle feels that it will be too early for the head of state to popularize a document that is still with the IEBC and yet to be approved by county assembly. So that is the strategy the president has been employing there. And also maybe I'd like to enter his head for a little bit, because, you know, President Uhuru Kenyatta, as much as he is the co-founder of this BBI, the handshake, and I think this will go a long way in uniting the country, as President Uhuru Kenyatta there and Raila has said, the co-authors of this report. But also, President Kenyatta has service to deliver to the people of Kenya. The promises that he made, the Big Four agenda, that also forms part of his legacy. So perhaps starting to engage in too much politicking, because we know it has been overtaken with a lot of politics, might also overshadow other things that are important for him to do and deliver as the president of the Republic of Kenya. Raila Odinga, he has enough time when he's not engaging in the AU work that he has been given. But President Uhuru Kenyatta has also other things that he has to do as the head of state of the country. So I would assume that's why he does not want to engage, actively engage right now, as I think, because he has also other things of national importance to ensure that he delivers. Professor, how do you look at this strategy here by President?
Thank you, Miriam. That's a good question. And let me just have this to say. Who is President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta? He is the president for the Republic of Kenya. He is a symbol of national unity, Miriam. Tukiwarusana na wewe na nini tunamkimbilia. Any problem in this country, Miriam, everybody will always go to the president of the Republic of Kenya. Be it Northeastern, be it Nyanza, be it Western, be it Nairobi, you will always want to hear the voice of the president for the Republic of Kenya. Is a symbol of the national unity. Miriam, reducing the president into Mount Kenya region, Miriam, that is an insult to the president. Honestly. We have got busybodies who can be doing that work. We have got juniors people who can go around. Peter Kenneth can do that kind of work. But the president is above all these things, Miriam, honestly, from where I sit. And I congratulate him, Miriam, for having done that. Because if he goes that one, Miriam, he will be entering into a trap. Those who are just going to the regions, they have got all time to tangatanga around, Miriam, they are aiming 2022. What is the president aiming, Miriam? To leave a legacy and to implement the Big Four agenda and leave a united country. He is not going to leave a united country, Miriam, with Mount Kenya. He will leave a united country with all of us. And Miriam, let me tell you from where I sit. Even the devil knows this, that BBI is a good document, because one of the legacies of President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is to leave a united country. And you see, Miriam, see how they have pushed Papa. Baba is not part of the Jubilee government. You know what happened? The presidential elections were nullified. He did not participate. A section of this country were not supporting the president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But thank God they came together and agreed, Miriam, what is tearing us apart? They were able to identify the 9-point agenda. And Miriam, they have faithfully remained together. And even Miriam, this day, they call themselves brothers. This is the kind of unit which I want to extend to Kidi and Douglas. We are brothers because we learn from our leaders what we want to do. Miriam here is a person who is a principal assistant to the president. He comes forward and says that BBI has divided the country, has slowed development in this country. And his boss, Miriam, is supporting that idea. This is the jar playing, Miriam. Be it as it may, if you are the principal assistant to the president, Miriam, don't you just go and have a conversation? There is no way. If you believe, you saw the other day, he was I don't know where he was, tangling around, working from the streets when he's supposed to be in the office. He's saying tumechenga reli, tumechenga nini, anything positive he want to identify with the president. Miriam, tukipata machungu na matamu yote lazima tuchukue.
Absolutely.
And I've liked the strategy which Baba started in. We want to paint him when President Uhuru is achieving this, where are you?
What is your
when he's failing with this, where are you? So Miriam, from where I sit, the strategy which the president has done is very important. And Miriam, let me tell you, this is a country guided by rule of law and good governance. And a country where we are trying to grow our democracy. And the Miriam, constitutional change and amendment in any country, even in Kenya, is a process. You don't wake up one morning and you start going about it. Miriam, let me tell you, in this unlikely event, that we don't garner the signatures. There are million signatures as required by law. And the president has been going around trying to popularize a document. Don't you think, Miriam, it will be just it will bring a lot of shame to the president? So let us have a process. We have corrected the views. We have corrected the views. A bill has been brought in the place, Miriam. The signatures have been corrected, Miriam. The signatures are being verified, Miriam. Why don't we have that process? And then is when you will see where the president is serious. But in more than in one, not even one, twice, thrice. Yeah? He has said, Miriam, and this is what he said in Mururu. I don't know why people he said. Nobody should lecture him.
He knows what he's doing.
Ukiona Shimba emenyesewa sio paka.
Yeah.
He is in charge and in control.
He is in full control.
He cannot be selectively to be in control of other things and not even BBI. I submit, Miriam.
All right, very well. And I had not even read the rest of this story. Nyaleo Dak Dope, thank you so much. And we've missed you too this new year. And I hope the new year has come in with good tidings and you're keeping well. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and the rest of you keep writing to us. And I see a lot of our brothers and sisters from Uganda are here. Keep telling us the new developments, what's happening in that country, and a few of them from Cameroon. Thank you so much, and the rest of our viewers from across the globe. Now, part of the story here, one of apparently there's a meeting that happened at Lamada Hotel, and one of the officers said constant politicking was the reason for the now obvious fallout between President Kenyatta and DP William Ruto, which we know that when President starts campaigning, he will be derailed from achieving his agenda for Kenyans, and that is why we will still see less of him in public rallies. And I agree. I think this will be the best strategy there, President Kenyatta. First in the agenda, the insider says, is to separate the issues captured in the Building Bridges initiative from 2022 succession politics, which I think is very, very important because everything has been brought in together, and BBI and 2022 elections, one would think they're just the same thing, which is not. So now the civil servants, according to this story, PSS, CSS, head of parastatals should do their bit. I will then expect the political leadership to be on the forefront in doing their bit. So apparently these are the people who will be mandated in selling the BBI there in central Kenya. Are they the right fit, Kedi? Because we know one of the things that Kangata had written in his letter is they wanted a fully funded office manned by politicians. I think because now they'll not be getting the money, it will be going to already existing structures there. So that was a bone of contention in that issue. But are these the right people to help market the BBI on the ground? Kedi. Douglas.
Sorry, I constantly have a problem with my mute and unmute button, but anyway. Well, I was saying that I am a firm believer in the concept of, desperate moment, you make a decisions, that a decision is a function of variables. Mm-hmm. And when a decision is a function of variables, we have seen that, and I say a cross-section of the elected leaders in central Kenya have not been fidel and faithful, both to the spirit and the letter of collective responsibility. In the spirit of collective responsibility, they do not have a constituency of their own. And their primary fidelity should be to the president's agenda. So that if and when times come when they fail the president as his foot soldiers, then the president, in my estimation, must always have the latitude to look at which are there for other people that he can rely on to deliver his agenda. For instance, when the president initially was using members of the disciplined forces to ensure that a few things are done, I saw a few people ranting and running their mouths that the president is militarizing this country, which was complete balderdash. And I will tell you why. When the president, having been disappointed by people whom you directly thought would help him run his agenda, the president decided to deploy, to recruit talent from among the rank and file of the military. A few months down the line, everyone today agrees that there is service delivery. We do not have governments in office for the purposes of showcase, for purposes of kuonyeshana, but for purposes of what can they do in substance, so that how can they impact the lives of ordinary people, so that if and when the president's message over there can be better communicated by these people, I honestly see no problem, because there is the agenda, the genius of the BBI process, to ensure that we move from a country of bloody ties to a country of ideals, is an imperative that we cannot afford to postpone. Thank you, Miriam.
Okay, very well. Thank you so much. And we know there has been talks from the last 2 years. We saw Gatundu South Member of Parliament, Moses Kuria, leading the brigade of saying that Mount Kenya has been neglected when it comes to a developmental agenda there. They've been marginalized. And the Star has just highlighted some of the key Uhuru projects in Mount Kenya region. And one of them is 40 billion Kenya shillings Mau Mau Road Project. The other one is 1.2 billion Kenya shillings Sagana River Regeneration Project, and 20 billion Kenya shillings Thiba Dam in Kirinyaga. And the other one is new coffee factories in Sagana and Meru that I think are being constructed or will be constructed soon. And 5 billion Kenya shillings rehabilitation of meter gauge railway between Nairobi and Nanyuki. We've seen that, and it's working already. And 15 billion Kenya shillings Kemri Station in Kirinyaga, among other things that President Uhuru Kenyatta's leadership, Jubilee government, has been able to do since they came to power. So that talk of Mount Kenya has been neglected when it comes to matters development. Douglas, does it hold?
Miriam, is it Moses Kuria who spoke about that?
I remember a couple of years ago, Moses Kuria and others are the ones they were complaining why President Uhuru Kenyatta is taking developmental agenda in other places and yet Mount Kenya needed more or were neglected. That is what he implied.
Thank you, Miriam. What our leaders expected when the President of the Republic of Kenya came into power is that you keep concentrating development to the people of Mount Kenya alone and not all across the nation. Dear Mount Kenya leaders, didn't you want the people of Riwatoni in Mombasa County to enjoy the floating bridge? Didn't you want the Republic of Kenya to enjoy the new fishing points that the president has built? Why didn't you like and also advocate for the people of Mombasa to continue enjoying the new Coast Guard so that the lives of people can be saved across the ocean that is manned by Kenya? Why didn't you want the people of Kisumu, Kakamega to enjoy the road between Kisumu and Kakamega? Why didn't you want the people of Lamu to enjoy the upgrades in airports and also everything that has been done in Lamu County? Dear Mount Kenya readers, why didn't you want the people of Mandera to enjoy the new facilities that government has been able to install in praise, give title deeds, and also deliver the people of Mandera from the menace of Al-Shabaab? The people of Mount Kenya, you have been known to have benefited from the previous regimes and also from President Uhuru Kenyatta. Dear Mount Kenya readers, it is not the high time that you want to be selfish with the development record of President Uhuru Kenyatta, because this is a record that has stretched beyond where you are today. It is in Turkana County, where the governor of Turkana has received over 60 billion from the national government. And the only thing he can be able to afford to tell the people of Kenya is that a wheelbarrow is the process, and also how people generate wealth, and also how they also and also make their money. The governor of Turkana has failed the national government and also the people of Kenya after squabbling over 60 billion, and we can't see anything tangible there. Dear Mount Kenya readers, what has been done by the President of the Republic of Kenya across Mount Kenya regions, across the region, will be remembered for years. Remember, you have the 4 counties stretch of the Mau Mau Road that is being built, a multi-billion project. Remember the Karimeno Dam in Kiambu County. Remember the Kenoru Stadium that has been built into international standards that the region can use and also the world can use. Remember the Ruringo Stadium in Nyeri that is being constructed now. Remember the Wanguru Stadium that is being constructed now. Remember everything that the President of the Republic of Kenya has been able to do. In Madira constituency, where we have an MP who is an errant man who claims to have worked for the President before, roads have been constructed by the President of the Republic of Kenya, but he has been able to take credit without crediting it to the national government. Mount Kenya region should be able to, at least for now, achieve their selfish ambitions of having their region developed than other regions. But we have seen the President of the Republic of Kenya take over 400 projects to Mombasa County, an opposition zone in Mount Kenya region. He has been able to construct bypasses in Meru Town and other places in Mount Kenya. Dear Mount Kenya readers, this is not the high time you become selfish. You need to highlight the projects of President Uhuru Kenyatta and also tell Kenyans the truth that the president is development oriented and it stretches across the nation. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And also it's important to note that Mwai Kibaki started a lot of things that we're seeing right now, and President Uhuru Kenyatta came on and is building all that and has started also other projects. And we've seen an expansion and improvement of our infrastructure. You walk around major highways in this country and there are some construction works going, so those are good signs. And I think Kenya, even the president or the person who will come after President Uhuru Kenyatta will continue like that, so that we're able to have a proper infrastructure, because where we are right now, I think there's no turning back. So there's this story that I've been trying to avoid, but we have it here on page 6 of the Standards paper.
Miriam, I've got something to say on that.
Okay.
You know, under the new constitution, Miriam, the president has got very little to do when it comes to development of this country. He is the CEO of the country. But Miriam, the budgetary process, Miriam, in this country, it is being done by the technocrats and the members of parliament, where these leaders from Mount Kenya sit, Miriam. They have to justify. The president cannot, gone are those days, Miriam, when the president will pass on the road so and they say that this one and this one will be done, this one will be done, this one will be done. Those, if they are wishing for those days, Miriam, those days are won. We can't go back to that. These things are being done in parliament, Miriam. And in fact, even Kenyans are involved, Miriam. Public participation when it comes to the budgetary process. The technical prepares, it goes to parliament, it goes to a committee, Miriam, and then people can take their views. So when they want to accuse that the president is not taking development to their region, Miriam, that is unfair.
All right, very well. Thank you.
That is true.
Thank you, Professor,
That's the position.
for clarifying that for us. But we also know there are projects that have been specifically been commissioned by President himself, like the floating bridge after what happened, and other key projects that have been initiated by the national government. But it works better when other leaders are involved there. So I totally agree with you, Professor Onyari. So the story on page 6 of the Star newspaper, Raila Ruto trade barbs over unfulfilled Jubilee promises. ODM leader Raila Odinga and Deputy President William Ruto are engaged in a bitter exchange over Jubilee administration failures. Raila has linked the DP to the failed Jubilee promises and projects, while Ruto, on the other hand, accuses the opposition chief of plotting an exit strategy out of the handshake. Ruto said Raila's recent attacks on the alleged Jubilee's unfulfilled promises is suspect. He said if Raila is uncomfortable with Jubilee, then he should bolt out. When did Raila bolt in, first of all? Then he should bolt out instead of attacking the administration. He accused Raila of stalling government projects through the BBI. I mean, kiddie. This is interesting.
Yes, before I respond to that, I wanted to bring to the attention of the viewers that since independence to 2013, the government of Kenya had issued slightly under 1 million title deeds. Between 2013 to 2017, the Jubilee administration managed to issue up to 5 million title deeds. Between 2017 to date, about another slightly over 2 million title deeds have been issued. I want the viewer to look at this from the perspective of the unlocked potential of the capital that was hitherto locked out of the economy, that then can now be utilized to, among other things, as collaterals to obtain loans from banks and ensure that we collectively are working towards complete eradication of poverty. That is the president that I am today working day and night to ensure that remains in office undistracted. Now, let me respond to William Ruto. You know, William Ruto has demonstrated always that he thrives in distraction. And yesterday, I called him a demagogue. I want to go a step further by describing whom a demagogue is. A demagogue is a political leader who premises his political mobilization by appealing to the needs and the prejudices of the ordinary people, rather than basing his political ideas and mobilization on sound logic. William Ruto has constantly run away from logic. And that is why you realize even the president, a lot of people are saying that why is the president not descending on William Ruto with the fury of a hammer on an anvil? But that also speaks to the character of the president. That is someone who is so restrained, is someone who is so decent, is someone who does not place premiums on annihilation of political enemies. If William Ruto was a decent person, as a country we would have moved together much faster. I saw him somewhere, it must have been in Embu sometime last week, when he was saying that he was helping the president with his development agenda as others help him with the BBI.
About 2 weeks ago.
Complete balderdash. Why is it complete balderdash? Because William Ruto has made sure that even the projects that the president had asked him to commission, they were all fake projects, and the money meant for those projects would be carried in sacks. And this is something that we are saying because we can substantiate, if need be, that money will be carried in sacks and taken to William Ruto in Karen. So right now, he is trying to drive a wedge inadvertently between the president and the prime minister and plant confusion around handshake and BBI. all Kenyans of goodwill must stand up against William Ruto. Thank you.
All right, very well. Thank you. Professor William Ruto, they are saying our Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto, that will be the right title there, saying Raila, if he's uncomfortable with Jubilee, then he should bolt out instead of attacking the administration. He accused Raila of stalling government projects through the BBI.
Miriam, as Raila, as the Honorable, the Prime Minister been in Jubilee, how can you be uncomfortable over something you are not part of? If anything, the Prime Minister has managed to stabilize the country to enjoy tranquility and peace for them to achieve what they want. So, I mean, and if then, as he is trying to arrange that the President is trying to hinder the development through BBI, the Prime Minister, then I can see the Prime Minister as a very powerful man. If it's not part of that Jubilee, and is able to slow the development in for Jubilee, then the Prime Minister should be above man. But be it as it may, I want to associate myself with my brother Kidi. He has said that what the President does, what the Deputy President does, is like a cock which has become too old, that it can start to just want to crawl any time. Even if you take a torch, you will see it crawling. So where the Deputy President is, Miriam, is dreaming in 2022. He absconded due to Miriam. And that, in fact, that's why sometimes for those who are supportive of the President, we get cheated simply because he has taken wrong to act. The person who is destroying his legacy is his deputy, not the Prime Minister. The man absconded due to Miriam. If you abscond due to coming to duty to Pantan Africa today and tomorrow, we will summary dismiss you.
Absolutely.
Miriam, if you leave your role of place of working, that one needs you to summary dismiss of Miriam. So from where I sit, Miriam, that is total nonsense. We are too tired of hearing this kind of things, Miriam. We have asked you, Miriam, you cannot be in government and be in the opposition at the same time. You choose what to do. The Bible says you cannot serve two masters. You only serve one. If he wants to be part of the government, which he went around and promised, he promised us stadiums. He has been launching ghost projects, Miriam. And the terrible cities now is giving out wheelbarrows and Mongoten. So let him just spare the Miriam, when we will eat the road running, I don't know what it's going to do. When you talk about Papa, do you know where Papa has come from, Miriam? He has tried to fight for democracy and the good governance in this country, Miriam. The space of the freedom we are enjoying today, you can go around and insult your president. You can belittle your president. You could have tried it in the 80s and you see where you will be. The dungeons of Nyaya House. And he has not given out Miriam. Let me tell you for one. And let me tell you for one. Let me tell you this, Miriam. We will be around for some time. And sometimes I pray that this BBI should fall down, should not make it, so that Kenyans will realize how many years you will spend to get these good things. It is not going to be less than 30 years. I'm trying to tell you the truth. So, Miriam, to change the Kenyan constitution, Miriam, we took 20 years. So, Miriam, let him just talk about BBI because he does not understand that BBI is bringing the people together. BBI is fighting corruption, Miriam. How can someone who has been, his name, Miriam, take your phone, Google, the most corrupt person in Kenya. Whom will you see? BBI talks about corruption, Miriam. Miriam, we know how much William Ruto had before 2013. We know what he amassed between 2013 and 2017, Miriam. We know what he has lost between the handshake and now. That's why you can be able to see he's a Peter man.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So in the story still there says Raila challenged Ruto to explain what befell the ambitious Jubilee promises instead of preaching the hustler narrative. Raila said the hustler narrative does not offer a sustainable solution to problems facing Kenyans. The opposition chief said it is dishonest of Ruto to start campaigning before delivering the promises they made to Kenyans. He said the change of the narrative by DP is evidence enough that he cannot be trusted to deliver to Kenyans when elected president. And just earlier on there, Ruto had said that Raila's recent onslaught on the Jubilee's failure is a sign of someone with one leg outside the handshake with President Uhuru Kenyatta. Douglas.
Miriam, I hope you read me 1 minute to the one that you have given me, because...
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Miriam. Deputy President William Ruto, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, has time and again blamed the opposition leader Raila Odinga for the anti-development record that and also absconding of duty, like Professor Korit, from his end. But we all know and we have seen as Kenyans, when Deputy President William Ruto, you have gone out of your way to launch fake projects from everywhere across the country, promising people heaven and delivering nothing. Deputy President William Ruto thrives in chaos, and also between 2013 and 2012, he rode to power together with the President Uhuru Kenyatta, blaming his problems on ICC and also some unnamed people. Deputy President William Ruto rode to power in 1992 when he came to the forefront of fighting for Kanu to retain power in the midst of multipartyism. Deputy President William Ruto jumped his ship in 2002 and joined the ODM leader to form ODM so that they can come and capture power in 2007. So Deputy President William Ruto wants to ride on the back of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga in 2002 for him to be able to ride into power. But remember, Kenyans are not as foolish as they look to quote the governor of Meru, Kiraito Murungi. But at the end of the day, how do we see William Ruto in the lenses of our political analysis and also lenses of the common man? Deputy President is a man that has been able to brainwash Kenyans that the Right Honorable Raila Odinga has the capacity as the leader of opposition to be able to start development projects in the face of BBI. BBI is a pet project of President Uhuru Kenyatta to deliver the unity of purpose for Kenyans to be able to work together and for Kenyans to move together and also to be able to come together and live as a people that are united by their blood and also their flag and also their swag. Deputy President is a man that has morphed into an hybrid political conman, and I will not forget reminding Kenyans this. Our Deputy President is a man on a mission to destroy the legacy of President Uhuru Kenyatta, where at the same time he's salvaging the same legacy to be able to ride to power. In Kiserian, when the people became rowdy, when the crowds became too uncontrollable, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, mentioned President Uhuru Kenyatta a number of 11 times when he said, we did this with the president, we brought CTI across the country, we brought SGL with the president. When it is convenient for you, Deputy President William Ruto, you can ride on the back of his legacy. When it is no longer convenient for you, you always tell the people, you need BBI or wheelbarrows. But I want to speak also to the governor of Turkana, His Excellency Governor Nanok. Governor Nanok is a man that has received over 60 billion shillings, Kenya shillings, in Turkana County. But all he can afford to explain to Kenyans is that every other thing, including myself, who is an editor for some magazine, he calls that an wheelbarrow. He calls that an answer that I do, what I do, whatever I went to school to do for 4 years, and some two more years, he called that an wheelbarrow. Governor Nanok, you should be ashamed of yourself and develop the county of Turkana before you go to prison. Because 60 billion cannot amount to an wheelbarrow. Remember, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya talks about wheelbarrownomics. In economics, there is no such a model, and he cannot be able to invent that. Remember, he is a scientist that has never invented a plant or even come up with an animal.
Yes.
How can he invent a new economic model called wheelbarrownomics?
All right.
Whereas the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya has been able to serve as a deputy for over 8 years.
Okay.
What is new that he is coming to do in the government that he cannot do together with President Uhuru Kenyatta today?
All right.
Again, Miriam, before I go, Deputy President, yes, Miriam.
We are running out of time because I have to be out
Miriam.
in the next 3 minutes. So I'll just hold on that thought because I want final thoughts, just 1 minute, please, if you can mind the time. What I hear Raila Odinga to be saying is that you're here making new promises for 2022, whereas there are promises that you, Deputy President, and President Uhuru Kenyatta made to Kenyans. And I think a lot of times, even in the presence of President Uhuru Kenyatta himself, Raila Odinga said, I mean, Jubilee government have their own agenda that has nothing to do with me. So President Uhuru Kenyatta, they have their own agenda, the things they promised to Kenya, so they have a responsibility. And President Uhuru Kenyatta has been taking that responsibility very seriously. But what also Raila is saying, now you, Vice President, you're sabotaging your own agenda that you had for the people of Kenya. So you cannot come here and give promises. Tell us first the things that you promised to do to Kenyans. What's your part in ensuring that you're able to those things are able to, Kenyans able to enjoy some of those promises, and explain to us the process, explain to us where you are as a government. And then Deputy President says, if you want to leave government, just do it slowly. And I'm thinking, when was Raila in government? I don't know. But our final thoughts, I'll start with you, Kidi, just 1 minute each. I'll go to Professor.
Miriam. Time is going to pay us whether we are accusing someone wrongly or rightly. The Deputy President is the principal assistant to the President. If the President succeeds, he succeeds. If the President does not succeed, he does not succeed. There is what we call in government corrective responsibility. And I want to be helped. When was the Prime Minister part of the government? Please, I want to be helped. Kidi, as you make your contribution, and Douglas helped me. Because it seems I'm the only one new in Jerusalem. Because I know, as you do, that the Prime Minister has never been part of the government. And in fact, let me tell you, if the Prime Minister say hell to the handshake, you will see what will happen in this country.
All right, thank you so much.
I submit.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you. Miriam, because I hope I will learn this thing, how to mute and unmute, but then let me say this very quickly, that when William Ruto and co talks about Hustler Nation and Wilbaronomics, anyone who takes a keen interest to begin to critically look at it realizes that it is nothing but a hustler utopia. Because they sell it as if you own a pikipiki, if William Ruto becomes president, you automatically upgrade it to a tuk-tuk and to a matatu and to whatnot. You know, economy cannot grow if there is no economic productivity. Hustler narrative and Wilbaronomics, as it is being peddled by William Ruto and by Dennis Itumbi on social media, does not demonstrate that they are putting in place practical measures on how to ensure that economy is reinvigorated even at the grassroots, at the base. Secondly, to the people of Kenya, I want to tell them that the BBI process is a process that was, as the President and the Prime Minister committed to each other and to the nation, was to move us from a country of blood ties to a country of ideals. That is not going to be a walk in the park, and especially when there is a raging global pandemic that disrupted the human life as we knew it. But then the corona pandemic, we cannot turn back on the things that we need to do. So I will remind them the words of Martin Luther King Jr., that before the crown we wear, there is a cross we must bear.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well said. Thank you so much. Douglas, wrap it up for us quickly.
Thank you, Miriam. This is a letter to my Mount Kenya backyard in 1 minute.
Okay.
Dear Mount Kenya youths and also the people of Mount Kenya region, do you know the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya has been giving our youths in Githurai and also other parts of the central region wheelbarrows? But when he goes to Bomet, he donates matatus for their businesses and also donates buses for their football clubs and also does not donate wheelbarrows and handouts to their people in Rift Valley. Dear Mount Kenya people, do you know that President Uhuru Kenyatta has created an enabling environment and also created the road network for you to be able to do your business? Because a Kikuyu or a person from Central Kenya is too proud to push a wheelbarrow. As a graduate, I cannot push one. And dear people from Mount Kenya region, as you remember what Deputy President William Ruto is doing in his backyard for the last 2 weeks, remember the same Deputy President wanted to impoverish our graduates and also give our people's wheelbarrows and handouts when in his backyard is not doing the same. This is an hybrid political conman that is coming to con us in our region. Please listen to your leader, President Uhuru Kenyatta, as he delivers his legacy projects and as we forge to the future. Thank you, Mount Kenya people, and also remember who stood for you and who gave you wheelbarrows.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Douglas Kirimi, and our viewers from Uganda. I see a lot of you here this morning. At 11, Dr. Matanga shall be looking at the latest there from Uganda, and I see on the leading pages of the Daily Nation this morning, combative Museveni, that is what the headline says. President Museveni donned military camouflage jacket after being declared winner, an indication that there will be no niceties. So all right, so let's see how that will pan out. So that is a conversation that we shall be having later. Thank you so much for your time this morning, and keep telling us and updating us on the latest there coming from Uganda, because it is one of the leading and trending news stories right now in Africa and indeed across the globe. So it's important we know what's happening there. My name is Miriam Mugutu. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Douglas Kirimi. Thank you, Kidi Morgan. Thank you, Professor Jared Onyari. I'll see you later. Bye-bye for now.